Hello and welcome to another Archies video. We are doing race C this week. We are at Road Atlanta and we are in the Group 3 cars. And this is the first time I'm doing race C for quite a while. I've been sort of dodging race C, basically because I've been a bit scared of doing it. But we are back in it and I am ready for some shame and embarrassment. Normally I try it out on the US servers and sneak about for a bit, but this time I thought I'll just jump in. It's Monday afternoon and I'm jumping in the EMEA servers and with a fairly poor qualifying time. So let's get straight to it, because to be fair, how bad can it be? Well, I didn't expect this one. So I got thrown into an afternoon top split lobby and a lot of fast drivers in this one, and then a few A drivers as myself who were wondering what we were even doing in this one. And the only cars behind me are the two cars who haven't set a qualifying time, and that's Mehdi, a world finalist driver, and Womble leader who hasn't set a time either. Sparks is off the track. He had just entered this race for the first time as well, and yeah, we all got caught a bit by surprise. Mehdi saw a gap and immediately went for it, and Womble leader is right behind, and we've got Jack who has had a trip off the track as well. It is Monday and we are all making some mistakes, and you can see Womble had a bit of a slide moment back there. So now I have a bit of breathing space behind me, and the pack ahead of me, they are just going to drive away from me.
Bye, have a great time.
I am so off pace at the moment. So we are jumping ahead in this race. You can see they are just disappearing in the distance. We are at lap 2 and we've got PH4 ahead of me, an Australian driver on his UK account. He is a quick guy as well. He had a spin, and I will let him get by as soon as he catches up, because I will not try to hold him up. But that moment came sooner than expected, because I almost lose the car on the exit. So I'm just making sure not to get on the power too hard when you're on that curb on the left, and just let's get PH4 through here. And that was the first couple of laps. We will just try to get around this corner. Yeah, let's just miss the apex big time. But have to get used to the race conditions in this one. Fuel weight and all that stuff. And we've got P12. He is right behind me and I turn in way too late. So I take a trip on the grass. I almost hit him off there. Sorry about that one. That was a clumsy rejoin. But we are alive and we are jumping ahead. We are on lap 4. I'm a bit under pressure from Jack behind me and I pick up a penalty. I cut that chicane. It's so tricky. You can't see where you're going, so you just have to trust that you have the right line. And sometimes, yeah, you don't. So, yeah, I'll just have to serve that one. And Fento decided to leave the race, so that's some nice DR donation for everyone else there. Something has happened. I serve my penalty and Jack goes past me, and let's just not mess up the chicane. And from now on we'll just have to keep an eye on Womble behind us. He will start to wheel me in, and as you can see 2 laps later I can actually see him in my rear view mirror, and I managed to keep him at a fair distance for some more laps, but at the end of lap 9 he was getting close and I'm under pressure. I have to try to keep it cool. Let's see if we can get through the chicane. He is really closing in on me. Let's get through this twisty bit, keep it on the track. And as we come up towards this corner, this is still a tricky one, I run very wide. But apparently the stewards were asleep, so I got away with that one. I don't know how I managed that, but I am getting a bit shaky and I come into this corner at a very awkward angle, and at this point I realize it's about time to just open the door on the inside and let Womble go for a move, because I am just going to crash at some point. So I'm short shifting a bit, I'm lifting a bit. Let's just make sure we can get through the chicane single file so I don't lose that much speed. Not that it matters that much at this stage of the race, but it's just a nice way to do it, I think. And we are jumping to the end of this race. Not much more I could do. This was the warm-up race and we are into my second attempt. We've still got Fento. I think he got a bit of a DRSR hit from that rage quit, and apart from him, this is a A-rated lobby, so a bit less heated this time, but let's see what we can do. Everyone seems to keep it fairly calm and cool through the first couple of corners. Make sure we remember the cold and hard tires coming through the chicane there, and stay on the track. Be careful through this corner. I am coming in a bit too hot and I have to slow down a lot. So yeah, P8 managed to get past me, and I've got the yellow Nissan. He's going for a move as well. And let's just get him through as well. I need to find my own rhythm, and if I lose a couple of positions, whoops, because otherwise something like that would happen to me as well. So I just have to take it nice and easy and find my rhythm, and then I'll see if I can push a bit. Now we've got 3 cars going side by side into the chicane. That is sure going to end well. It's sure going to be slow, that's for sure. So slow that the car behind me got caught out a bit. I almost lose the rear of the car, but we survive. And we are jumping on to later this lap because things were about to get a bit spicy. You see we've got a car off track. He's re-entering and he's getting all slidey. Unfortunately there's contact with me, and as I get slowed down, I've got cars coming from behind hitting me as well, and now I'm just trying to keep the car straight and keep the speed up the best I can, but I lost quite a few positions because of that incident. But yeah, things happens, it's hard to avoid. Let's just get back into a rhythm and see what I can do. And as we are about to jump a little bit forwards on this lap, you can see we've got the 2 cars in front of me going side by side. I have to slow down, and as this car is making a move, I'm just lifting it off, make sure we can get through the chicane without getting hit off to either side. And yeah, let's just try to keep it going. Be careful, and we are jumping ahead once again. I'm mostly going backwards. It's getting all clogged up through the chicane. We've got some contact. Oh, and I went into the back of him there as well. Can we keep it going? I try to make room. I'm also getting squeezed a bit, so I get on the grass, and then my car just slides to the left because of the lack of grip. So I accidentally hit him off. I'm lifting off to let him go. I also got myself a nice penalty because of my trip on the grass. But at this point we are getting past, and we are jumping to the end of the lap. So now I have served my penalty. We are making it through the chicane, and the Kit Kat livery Nissan got all shaky on the exit, so we are closing in on him. Not close enough really to do anything about it, but we will just try to stick with him the best we can. Getting through turn 1, finding the apex this time, and can we get the chicane? Let's just make sure we don't mess up. We got it, and we are jumping ahead once again. And yeah, we've got someone recovering from an incident. Luckily, he saw us all coming. He is making sure he's keeping it tight. I'm trying to keep it tight. It's so tricky to go through this part side by side. Yeah, but yeah, we survived it, and we are jumping on to the start of the next lap. And you can see we've got the car behind me. He is taking the alternative route through the chicane by accident, I'm sure. And this is the following lap, and the Kit Kat Nissan, he picks up a penalty, and yeah, he's serving that one. I got a bit scared because he was sort of turning a bit into my line there, so I was wondering what he was going to do into the braking zone, so I'm going in a bit too hot, a bit too deep. I think all was good. I think he just didn't see me. He might be in roof cam with no rear view mirror. All is good. It's getting a bit tight here, you can see. This is quite a bit later, and Sparks is being held up by P10. Sparks accidentally started on the wrong tire, so he has been into the pits, and now we are all three cars stuck together here, and we are coming down towards the chicane, and that's the problem with the Renault Sparks is driving. It hasn't got the same top end as the Nissan, so he cannot really make a move in the corners, and on the straight it just haven't got the speed. So here he just overcooks it. He basically just missed the braking point. Too bad for Sparks, and we just have to carry on, see if we can keep up with P10. And exactly one lap later, I am still hanging on to P10, a bit slidey on the exit, but you'll see now that P10, he gets a bit on the grass, and I thought he might go wide because of the dirty tires, but he is actually doing the sensible thing. He's slowing the car extra down, and that caught me by surprise. I should have seen that one coming, so I accidentally pushed him off, and I thought, I'm not going to steal a P10 like this. I still have to sort my own driving, so I just waited for him to get him back on track, and then I'll just have to settle with my P14. And this went on for the rest of the day, me slowly trying to get used to this race, and then I went to bed.
One pair of pants later.
And the next morning I had also improved my qualifying time, so this is my second attempt at a morning race. We've still got almost a full A lobby. We've got one B driver in this one, and in general the morning races are often a bit less heated than the afternoon and evening races. So let's see what we can do with this one. Still taking it nice and easy on the first lap with a heavy car on cold tires, and at this point I am expecting the two cars in front of me to run away. We also had a few cars who accidentally started on the medium tires, and we'll have to keep an eye on them because they might try to fight through the pack as fast as possible. Yeah, we've got the leader who has picked up a penalty, and we sneak through this tricky first sector, and we've got Bahamas Racing. He got a much better run out of that final corner of the first sector, so he's going for a move. All is good. I am making sure to get in right behind him, so the Austrian driver, he had to wait for another corner. He's one of the drivers on medium tires, so let's just get him through as well. So I'm just jumping into his slipstream. He's in the Renault, and the Nissan is faster, but I am going to lift. Let's just make sure we make the corner. I got a bit scared because he was coming towards my line, but we made it through the chicane, and didn't get slidey on the exit as well. And now we've got Viking Dog going past, and I'm just thinking of the bigger picture here. He started in front of me, and my overall race will probably be faster if I just get him in front of me and mind my own business. So we keep it going, and you can see the Austrian driver on the wrong tires. He is getting a bit desperate, and it's not really a race you can win because the pit loss is so big compared to what you gain on the medium tires. Here I made a mistake into turn 1. I'm letting go of the gas to make sure we can go single file through the chicane. That is definitely the fastest and the safest way to do that. I am down to P6 now, but I'm not that worried yet. Maybe this race still has something to offer me, and in fact, one lap later exactly, we had the German driver off the track and he decided to instantly quit the race. So I'm up to P5 and I know that the Austrian driver has to pit, and just pointing out, I was hitting an apex and another apex. Oh yeah, but let's jump ahead in the race. And now we saw that the Spanish driver was on the wrong tires as well, so he is pitting. So now I am effectively up to P3 because we've got the Austrian driver in the pits, and now I just have to keep an eye on Muscafi. Ever since he started to race in VR instead of flat screen cockpit view, he has gotten really fast and he will wheel me in. And as you see, we are jumping to just before we start the final lap of the race. Now he is getting close to me, he is getting within a second, and I am sure aware that he's there, and I just have to keep it cool. If I am unlucky, he will get so close that he can actually make a move coming in to the final chicane after the long straight. But let's see if I can keep my head straight. Just be careful through the chicane. In fact, that was maybe a little bit too careful, but we just have to keep it cool. But then I saw the delta suddenly really going up, so Muscafi has made a mistake behind me, so that gave me some breathing space. So now I just have to bring the car home and secure my podium position. So after all the shame and embarrassment, I finally managed to get in a decent race. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.